What's up, guys? What's up? Sorry for the late stream, but welcome to The Gods Cancelled with FChamp. FChamp, how you doing?
Doing good, man. I was looking forward to this. It's like it's been a while since I've done anything regular in the fighting game community. So I'm quite looking forward to this, and talking to your audience and to the FGC fans.
Oh, for sure. Actually, quick question though. Like we did episode one. What was it? It was a year ago, right? That which is actually kind of crazy. But what made you still want to do this?
Oh,
After a
well,
whole year, so obviously you've been doing your own thing, I've been doing my own thing, but what made you go, you know what, let's still do it?
look, Chris. I told you when we talked. I always talk to you, anyways, occasionally, but we're always kept in contact. With Justin, same with Justin as well. But I told you, bro, you want to do this? I'm gonna be your Doctor Doom. You can start shooting fireballs. I'm just gonna support all the way through, baby. You know what I mean? So I'll be Doctor Doom. And at the same time, I've always wanna talk to the FGC people or the audience, and share some light about what happened in the past or currently, or just share my opinion in general to the fighting game community. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. FChamp hasn't aged a bit. I feel like you definitely look the same since like the
How about
day
you?
the day I
You
met
too.
you. Yeah, well, I mean, if we're being real, you see the hair, it's grown back. I didn't have long hair for like a whole year, which is kind of crazy. You know how scary that was?
Okay, can I ask you a question
Was
about that? Okay, so I remember before we did like a fundraiser when what the whole EG thing happened for you, and then you said you're gonna cut your hair, and you did, right? And so let's just say we did something like that in the future. Let's just say in the future. This is just hypothetical, okay? And there was like a fundraiser, and the goal is, there's two fundraisers. One is you cutting your hair again and beard. You're gonna be bare, or me growing my hair and growing beard and everything. I wonder which one would which one will get more funds? And I would probably just donate all the funds to a charity that I like. But like, I wonder what you think is gonna happen.
damn me cutting my hair again. But I mean,
So
okay, I when I first met you, you had hair. So I mean,
what?
wait, no, this was like I could have remember swore you had hair like over 10 years ago. Did you have
No,
hair
my
10
hair
years
is
ago?
my hair is
No,
like
not
this, but
not like a lot of hair, but I'm just saying
like just a little bit, just a little bit. That's just me not getting a haircut because we travel every fucking week to a different country or different state.
when
Don't
was
we
the
go
last
to a
time you had
super
long
local?
hair? Have you had long hair before?
I think like 2010, yeah.
Oh,
2010, I
damn.
had like a little bit. I could probably get a haircut for like 2 months, and I still had to go to the tournament. And I was so passionate to play with Micros and Combo Fiend and SoCal and Uncle Valle. So I was like, fuck this shit. I'm just gonna go. The thing is, bro, it's so easy to get a haircut on my end because Chris is one of my best friends, is an amazing barber, and he owns barber shops in NorCal, bro.
I didn't
So
even know that.
so I'm saying, like, Chris is one of my closest friends, like obviously same as Hyro and CJ, but like I'm saying, that was insane. Like, so getting a haircut is so easy, and now CJ's kid, his eldest kid, which is I seen grow up, it's actually he went to barber school, and he's one of the popular barbers in Northern California as well. So,
Damn.
and yeah,
Damn, they doing their thing.
yeah. So you're doing that.
All right. Well, now that we've caught up, this is episode 2, right? It's funny that I'm talking about this because this just spawned overnight. The topic, right? So unprofessionalism in the FGC. Now, obviously, this kind of encompasses just everything and everyone, right? We could talk all day about players being unprofessional, right? Players saying and doing dumb stuff. But another thing that I want to shed light on is businesses. organizations, teams, all that type of stuff, because I feel like, this is, it's a circle of life. The companies themselves are also a part to blame, right? Imagine in the case that we were getting paid. Just think about that. If top players were getting paid good money, it would be a lot easier to be professional, right? So it starts from somewhere, right? And now the tweet that I made was, you know what I'm sick and tired of? Terrible business practices, terrible teams and organizations. I'm tired of the professionalism. So from now on, right? And now it's funny too, because the one of the people that I'll be mentioning is actually Strike 3. So this is funny because I mention it too, right? So from now on, every time someone wants to do business with me, I will put them on a strike system. 3 strikes and I will blow them up publicly. We need to hold them accountable for the massive F-ups, the lies, the zero communication, the super late payments, etc., instead of keeping it quiet. All right?
Okay.
So this is the topic for today. All right? Now, I think we should just get straight into it, right? And I'm gonna go into quick story time. Obviously, you guys, you could tune in. Champ, you could tune in after the fact. And yeah. So
go ahead.
At Evo, right? I met someone by the name of Adrian Hero, right? He's creator partnerships manager at FreshCut. All right, 3 strikes is too many. 2 strikes is all they should get. Yeah, I feel like I'm only saying 3 because I am, I don't care about burning bridges, but I at least want to give people chances. You know what I'm saying? I feel like everyone deserves a chance, including a company, including, anything. Right? So I met this guy at Evo, and, we're talking, and, I message him on Twitter. And I'm like, hey, I would like to, to start making content, blah, 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 blah. So for those who don't know, FreshCut, I think they were MetaView beforehand, right? They changed their name. And they are pretty much like a TikTok for games. And what you do is so what you do is you stream or whatever, do anything like normal, and then you put your stuff up there, right? So pretty much the idea was to become like a premium content creator, right? And get paid, whatever amount, release videos, right? So we set up a Discord call. After the Discord, right, he's hitting me up. He's giving me all these names and stuff like that, blah, 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 blah. Polygon, FreshCut, the investors, whoever, Mewtwo King. And so things are good. Now, mind you, it's funny because this was August 12th, right? Thanks for taking the time to speak with me today. We will be in touch, right? So the call was so that, again, I will be a content creator for them. Completely ignored. Did not hear a word from them again, right? I messaged them, a week ago, and I was just like, hey, I decided to take content creation seriously. I wanted to know if we can pick up where our conversation left off last time with joining FreshCut, right? So mind you, that's strike 1 already. He just completely forgot I existed, after chilling, after freaking, Discord call. Cool, right? He said, yes, for sure. Shoot me a DM on Discord. Shot him a DM on Discord. No comment. Strike 2. He left it for a couple days. All right? Then strike 3, I hit him right back up, and I said, hey, how's it going? All right? And then the funny thing is he was like, what did he say? He wrote, hey, Chris, thanks for the friendly bump. How are you? I'm good. just finishing up a coaching session, about to head to the gym, and you. And ignored again. That's it. Haven't heard from him in days now. Again. Now, normally, which is funny too, because normally I would be quiet about this, right? And
Yeah.
usually I am. For years. I mean, think about it. How many companies have we known? How many companies we've seen? How many companies we didn't blow up? Including companies like EMP and DMG and all these other guys, right? And I'm just like, dog, like, at some point, when are they held accountable? Because again, like everything is always about the player. The players are the ones that get in trouble, but no one actually pays attention to what happens with these people that work at these organizations and stuff, right? So it's like, after this and a few other instances that I'll mention, as the time goes on, I'm tired of it. And so, I mean, think about it. The show's God's canceled. Why not finally start to expose companies and people and be like, dog, like, is this how you conduct business? Is this what you do? Same thing with Allen and Panda Global. Like, is this what you do? I feel like this is all this stuff just gets swept under the rug.
The thing is, Chris, like what you're experiencing, this happens to literally everybody. It's just that I talked to you about it. Like I said, like the reason, I mean, every single person in the FGC on a certain level, they've experienced this, but it's not necessarily like only in the FGC, but everybody else from a different field experiences this. Like people approach you for a deal, and then they think that you're a good fit, and then for some reason on the back end management side they pull back on the budget, and they're kind of embarrassed to reach out back to you, and that communication disappears, and that happens all the time. The reason why some people don't say anything is because they're afraid of burning any bridges, right? It's really the truth, like, but everybody has gotten like fucked basically by these things, by these situations, but that happens quite often. But I'm gonna say that I keep getting the long stick, bro. You keep getting the short stick consistently. Like me, I'm very grateful for my FGC career. Like I got lucky. I got things that I don't think I deserve completely. Like instead of me getting like an 80% all the time or 70%, I feel like I deserve 90, 80%. I keep getting 150% or 200%. I even got 300%. Bro, I had deals for me to just appear in a video and they paid me like 20 grand or 30 grand, bro. Like I worked with Justin too. We had a deal. We got paid 20 grand each for like literally a side project of like 4 days. Okay, I keep getting best deals all the time. My Twitch deals when I first started, I got the best deal out of like anybody in the FGC, not including, I mean, not Team Spooky of course, because yeah, the best deal. But and on top of that, they gave you salary, they gave you all these things, and then all my gaming career, my salary is just insane. Like, look, my salary was so like, look, one of my first sponsors was Complexity, and they were like an S tier org during that time, right? And they wanted to pay me so much that I had to kick out. I mean, not me, but they kicked out my friends. They kicked out Micro Scutex and Comavina out of the team to afford me. I'm saying like I got lucky on the other side. You, on the other hand, you can just keep getting unlucky. Bad timing, bad everything. And this is not about, like, the thing is, in fighting games, you get to a certain level and you're so great that it doesn't really matter. It all comes down to the timing and luck factor, or who you know, or network, I guess. That's all it is. And you just keep getting unlucky. I know that we talk about this. It's just insane. And you're one of the hardest working people in the world that I know. And people don't know about that about you. I've known Chris for so long, like back in 2010. Like I see Chris, like Chris was really traveling to different places, to different tournaments out of his own money. He even got a small, he doesn't really get a full-time sponsorship. He was getting only assistance sponsorship, like some people pay for his flights or something like that. But Chris has been grinding, going to different locals, different states, like, staying in like shitty hotels and stuff to grind because he loves fighting games, but he keep getting unlucky with the deals. Meanwhile, on the other hand, at the same time, I'm already got my own flights. I got my own hotel. I don't have to share with anybody. I can buy anything that I want in the gaming world, and they will reimburse me for it. I can buy multiple sticks, and they will reimburse me for it. Buy games, buy all the DLCs in the game. That's reimbursable. So I from the start, I got spoiled. But at the same time, like in fighting games, it's like the same thing as in movies. Right? You could be the best actor, but you don't get the best deals. The Rock would get the best deals. Unfortunately, like it's just unfair. It's unfair, but the world is just not fair to begin with. And I feel for you. I feel for you, man. That's why we all of our team, our brotherhood, with Justin and everybody, we all try to help each other to the best of our abilities. But you just keep getting unlucky. I don't know anybody more unlucky than you, bro. Out of our circle of actually great in fighting games, bro, nobody's more unlucky than you, Chris. And this is the thing, like some people would say, like, oh, because Chris keeps saying these bad shit. No, this is before Chris even said anything bad to begin with. He just getting unlucky. Chris is acting out a certain way after that is because he got fucked so many times. And it's like work ethic's there, results are clearly there, like hard work, effort, everything's there, being relevant is there, but no, he just doesn't get the deal at all. And part of it, I'm thinking like, well, he's probably because he's on the East Coast, because most of the people on the West Coast got the best deals, like like Ricky, Justin, myself, or etc. Eduardo, like everybody. Eduardo moved from Puerto Rico to NorCal, and so I'm saying, unfortunately, that it is what it is, and yeah, I'm not complaining how I got treated. I love it, and I'm very grateful for it. This is why I don't talk about these things as much, because I got the best of everything. I swear. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Star Ocean actually brings up a good point, right? West Coast seem to have the better sponsorships, and it's always kind of been like that, and I don't know how it is now, but even today, like I still don't see really much happening, and obviously like this is a really weird dry era in the FGC, and pretty much we're just waiting for Street Fighter 6 to come out, for other opportunities. But when we're talking about like 12 years of the FGC, and even today, just when it comes to people's contracts and stuff like that, it just seems that like most of these companies are lowballing the players and whatnot, and they're expecting just a lot. And I think it's really crazy that like at some point, just like in this situation, right, with Fresh Cut, it's like, even if you're gonna tell me no, at least be respectful. Like don't waste my time. Like the fact that you could do this, drag this on for months, and then just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna forget this. Same thing with another company that had hit me up. I forgot what it was called, 88 something, some like ridiculous in Vegas. It's a Vegas team, and we had lunch and dinner. Actually, we had dinner. They're talking about, hey, we want to pick you up, and this, at this point, I didn't even care. I just wanted like the merchandise that came with the stuff, like they had like protein cookies and stuff like that, and like a whole bunch of like other snacks and whatever. And I was like, look, like I'll work with you. But the craziest part about that whole thing was that they never even Googled who I was. So what ended up happening is, yes, you'll see a contract, just like in this situation. Same thing. You'll see a contract. Oh, we didn't actually know who you were. Okay, yeah, we can't really work with you.
What?
Yep. And
really?
Yep.
And, you don't know who you are?
Yep. So we had a meeting.
Wait, hold on. No, before you continue, this is crazy. Wait, what year is this?
Was it this year? Earlier this year?
No, I thought you were gonna say like a 2011. Then I was like, okay, I guess you have to.
Yeah, last year.
No, but if you say no, that's crazy. You don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Like how many? No, that is insane, bro. No way. Okay, continue. I don't want to cut you off. Like I'm surprised. It's like if you know fighting games, you know ChrisG. That's basically how it is. But if you're approaching FGC in general,
No,
like
go
you
ahead.
should know ChrisG. You know Justin, right? You know Daigo, Takedo in general, right? Yeah.
Yeah, no,
No, it's okay. Yeah.
I'm noticing that this is for a lot of people and a lot of stuff. It seems that like if someone vouches for somebody, right? It's kind of like what you mentioned before, right? Like who you know, right? So
That's number one, bro.
so I had won the tournament, and all they see is a winner, right? Oh, here's this winner. This guy, he's taking a picture. You know, he's shaking hands. He's obviously quote unquote important. We don't know what he does and who he is, but we know we want him. You know, same thing if somebody approached you, right, and was like, hey, you know, we need a player right now, which is actually a thing that happened to me. NyChrisG was part of Team Liquid because Team Curse beforehand asked me who they should pick up. And I said NyChrisG. And as soon as that happened, which I was supposed to work out a deal with them, they screwed me over, and NyChrisG got the job. All right? And,
yeah, for sure.
And so, like, you know, it was just, and it was quick, right? I don't know the details of the meeting or whatever, but it was quick. Boom. Hey, you know, here's NyChrisG. Make it happen. Boom. NyChrisG sponsor now, right?
Okay.
But so in this situation, they saw somebody and they needed somebody, and they were like, oh, okay, let's have dinner. Now, in this dinner, which is the craziest thing too, in this dinner, I met the owner and the co-owner or something like that, and I paused them in the middle of whatever the hell they were talking about because I wanted to be as transparent as humanly possible. And I was like, hey, I know my past, right? In my past, I've done some things, you know, I've said some stuff. I just want to let you know before we move forward. Literally, I told them this before we move forward. I just want to let you know all this stuff, right? And you know, I'm just trying to move forward. That's it. I just want to move forward with the rest of my life. You know, I'm here to do what I got to do. I'm here to work super hard, and I'm here to make money, right? And they were like, "Oh yeah, no, this is fine. This is fine." You know,
stories.
Exactly. Like
I got some stories. Okay, go ahead. Continue. This is fun.
This is exactly right. Like we can literally, like, this is why I'm mentioning unprofessionalism in the FGC, because I'm like, this stuff is happening, and I want people, and just to let you guys know, you know, this is for top player, even not so top player, maybe a decent player. If you guys ever have some stories and you want to blow some people up, and you feel like you've been done dirty, if you feel like you've been bullied, if all this stuff, and you got something to say, by all means, hit me up, shoot me a DM. You could definitely jump on, tell your story. So yeah, I told them all this, and they were like, yeah, this is fine. You know, we get it. And yeah, we'll make sure over the weekend, you'll see a contract. I was like, cool. All right. This is awesome, right? Right?
Okay.
First red flag. They didn't, like, I told them I won Evo, and they were like, wait, you won Evo? And I was like, oh, damn it. Okay, so you didn't do your homework. Ouch, right? So they ignored me, right, for like a week. I hit them back up, hey, what's going on? You know, is there a follow-up? Like, if you guys reach a decision, which the decision was yes, but, you know, I'm just trying to, you know, be nice, cordial. They straight up just tell me, oh yeah, you see, we're a smaller company, and yeah, we don't want your image to affect our small company. And,
oh, I see.
And,
I know what happened there. Okay.
And it's funny too, because they were like, yeah, we can still be friends or something. I forgot what they said. They hit me with the worst line ever. Like, yeah, we can
Wait,
still chill. I'm
wait,
like,
wait, wait, wait. So I'm just trying to understand all your story because this is actually really interesting that you're sharing this. So this is like 2019, and they
no,
didn't know that you want.
2011.
Oh, this is 2011. This is 2011.
Yeah, maybe even like early this year. I forgot, but
No.
it's definitely late last year. I mean, not 2011, 2021. Oops.
Oh, God, I'm so confused now. What the fuck? Okay, 2021. Okay, so this is after all the EG debacle, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's gonna be hard. Yes, so that's understandable. Okay, so before the EG debacle, so that's more that's more, I would say, important for your storyline, I guess. So did you ever got fucked, before the EG debacle happened or before the EG deal happened that you can maybe share? Because that one is understandable because the 2021 you had ongoing thing happening in social media. So they once they Google you, that will appear first, right? That what happened in that situation, right? You need something to kind of like clean your PR, whatever, like for the public, for because these people they don't know anything about fighting games. They just know metrics on the numbers on how much they can generate from you using your likeness and your image. Are you wearing the jerseys or streaming for them? That's the only thing they give a fuck about. So yeah.
No, but that's the thing though. That the EG blow up in the beginning of COVID. When was that again? That was 20
21, I think.
no
2020.
2020
2020. Yeah,
2019.
2020.
Was it?
No, 2020, bro. Because I got canceled 2020 of June. All right. This is after the Reflex tournament that we went to New York in 2020. Remember?
Yeah.
That's March, right? And then June, I did something about the tweet, and then Capcom basically banned me for a year or so. But then you got shafted around like October, November, I believe, or August, something like that, something around that timeline. And yeah, so you haven't had a sponsor from that point on for about almost 2 years now.
You see, but that's the thing, all right? You're gonna tell me, right? Well, first of all, you're having dinner with somebody. Let's just start with this.
Uh-huh.
You're having dinner with somebody, and you don't know who they are. Like just that sentence. You think you would ever have that sentence in your life? Would you be able to say that sentence? You're having dinner with somebody, a planned dinner, and you
That's
don't.
I tell you, you got unlucky. But it's me, I've experienced the same thing. Okay, so obviously I have some network. So 2017, I had Shaq because I worked with Shaq on Bud Light esports, right? So I was looking for a better sponsor. So I had Shaq, and Shaq has invested on NRG, that team, right? So he was early, and then he introduced me. They wanted to talk over dinner, so with Andy Miller, who's CEO, etc. So they start talking to me. They don't know much about me. So your job there is basically, hi, my name is Ryan, and I appreciate dinner, yada yada. But this is me, and this is what I've done. Then I start highlighting the best things that I've done, the best, my tweets that was generating X amount of million impressions when I was tweeting about MDCI, etc. All these stupid things, or like my views on YouTube for different channels, whatever. You want to highlight all the key things about yourself, and then what happened was I got a verbal yes that they're gonna move on with me because they have an office in San Francisco and in Northern California. But then I also have a good network with Justin Wong, and we both of them were working at Nvidia at that time, right? And Justin's like, no, 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 no. There's another team, bro. So Justin put me on with this guy. His name is Jay. He's an amazing guy, and he is the manager of Splice. And Splice was getting bought out by the Boston Bruins. So I felt that, wait, that's better because number one, I'll be the only FGC player, so I get max salary with that one. If I go with the Shaq thing, I have to share it with the other things. I didn't want to do that. So I got both verbal yeses. And then what I did was I leveraged my conversation with Team Energy versus Team Splice to get the best deal out of that I can. So that's what I did. But I got lucky in that situation because was able to have a small, very, very 1% connection with Shaq during that time. And the energy happened. Then obviously I'm friends with Justin. I end up working with Justin at NVIDIA. Then I got with Splice. So I got lucky with the network and the timing. You, on the other hand, you just keep getting fucked. It's insane. It's insane, bro. It's actually crazy to me. It's actually unique. Nobody in the FGC has gotten the worst end of any deal but you. Because me, I'm lucky. Like, it's like if this is basketball, you're like the Marcus Cousins, let's say. You were so good, you got injured. Now you didn't get your max contract. Meanwhile, me, I'm not even playing as much. I just keep getting it. Like, I'm serious. It's kind of stupid, but, I'm not complaining about it. But when it comes to my peers, like you guys, I always want the best deals for you guys all the time. You guys are my peers. Same with Ricky, she got the best deals. Justin, Eduardo, but you're the only one out of our team, our crew, that got the worst ones of everything. Literally, the worst ones of everything. It's actually crazy to me how you got some good, like, around during your early or later EG part, but then still something has to happen to fuck you up.
Well, you see, but this is the interesting too, right? Because the EG thing was happening. And right, I've had a whole bunch of teams, all right, freaking local battles, it's funny because local battles and Finger Cramp were just like they're homies, right? Like obviously, like they don't count, right?
That's nothing, yeah.
AGE exploded.
Sure.
It's
not sustainable. Yeah, that's not sustainable too, bro, because your product is a headset with AGE, and your team is so huge.
No, I told them. This is the thing. I told them everything. I was like, dog, like you can't do this. You can't have all these people. All you need, and I told them, I was like, all you need is 3 people. Like me, Fnatic, and who cares? Somebody else, right? And the thing is that they thought that they could just kind of monopolize the situation. And I already told them, and as soon as they got like 6 people, I was like, oh. And I told Fnatic, and I was like, dog, this company's going under. And he's like, no, we're good. Fnatic is done.
No. You guys are done there. Because look, the most important players in that roster was you and Fnatic. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to the other guys. They're important. They're very talented, but they're not as important as you and Fnatic. Why I said Fnatic has promoted the AGE Fnatic code literally on every single stream, every single tweet, every single personal stream. Every time he goes to the tournament, so you hear that. So he's a very good person to keep promoting the headset. You, on the other hand, promoting it by dominating. So that goes hand in hand. So you guys are the most important. But the fact that you have to share the salary cap with 4 other players, plus you and Fnatic, you can't expect to have a good, long, sustainable deal at all. So if ever, you have to treat that as if you can get let go at any point in the next 2 months, right? So that's why you need to actively, what you could have done was like actively using that, you being in that team, use that as a leverage to get better deals while you're still, quote unquote, employed or under contract. So
that's the thing though. When that happened, right? Like obviously that was they had told us like kind of at the end. They had hit me up because I was thinking too. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, okay, I feel like this bad is gonna happen. Like let me start preparing, right? But as soon as I started preparing, they were like, all right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna let go all these people and just keep you guys, right? And so when that happened, they were like, okay, now let me know everything you want and all the places you want to go. And then when all that was said and done, they're like, we're all done. And I was like, what in the hell? But even then, right? So you're saying with the whole like using that to, because I called myself, like a brand ambassador, right? So that was what I was putting on like resumes. And when it came to like Gamester gear, I pretty much did the same thing. I was like, hey, I'm the headset guy. But what's funny about Gamester gear was that the headsets that they wanted me to wear were not what they were selling. So there was a point where you see me have these Bluetooth headsets, and they never. I don't even know if they've released them. I actually don't. But what I will say about them was that they were absolutely OD. They were definitely one of the best headsets I've ever worn in my life. And I was telling them, I was like, look, you don't understand. Like, if you release these, they'll be OD. But then that went under because they just kept wanting to promote the $40 headset.
I have a question about that headset, that company, because I'm trying to refresh my memory. Maybe this can also help the chat to remember it. But is that the Gamester gear? Is that the one from SoCal, right? And Sherry Jennings is also one of the brand ambassadors. Is that what it is?
Yeah, that was when me and Sherry were on the team.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Okay, so that's also a smaller team. So you can't also expect that's also a side gig.
Well, no, they have like warehouses and stuff. Like they do like apparently to make good money in like China and all this stuff. But the thing is that they were paying for everything, just like before. But the thing is that that point too, and it seems that when I join teams and stuff, they're never, I guess, reasonable ain't it, but they expect too much. So almost every team I've ever been on, they pretty much have expected me to win every single tournament.
That is terrible. Oh, that is terrible.
With Gamester gear, they already had a whole thing. When I got second to Justin, they had a whole thing. There you go. Unreasonable expectations. There you go. That's better. A whole thing planned for if I won Evo. And
he got fucked.
Bro. Then Justin got me into contact with somebody else. And Justin was like, this guy is super reliable. It turned out to be the exact opposite. That guy, right? So apparently he was into some business, freaking I forgot, but apparently he had good money, and he flew me out to a couple events, right? And he was like, look, like you're set, blah 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 blah.
Okay.
When we're in talks with all these other companies, like you'll be all right. And what ended up happening was I went to final round. I think it was. I forgot what year this was. This was a couple years now.
Did I win that final round, Chris?
No.
What?
I forgot who.
Bro, I think now people who won final round is like me, you, the Japanese guy.
Oh no, this wasn't for Marvel. This was for Street Fighter. So I had. I now remember. I won Marvel, and I had gotten, I think, top 8 in Street Fighter.
Wait. Okay, the final round that you won was with Eduardo in the finals?
Damn, I forgot. Because I won 2.
Yeah, for sure. We got the Pimp Cup.
Yeah, I don't remember what years those were.
I think that's Eduardo you beat. Because I know in the modern, the people who won final round is like me, you, and Ryan LV.
Yeah.
Right? Basically, right? So the Ryan, so okay, it makes sense.
So that guy, right? I won Marvel, and I got top 8 in Street Fighter, and the guy was like, "Oh yeah, everything went wrong," and I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "Oh, yeah, we needed you to win both," and I was like, "Are you?"
I have a question about that after your statement. About the expectations in your contract. Okay, continue. Finish your. Yeah.
Well, no. This is the thing, though. They never talk about this. It becomes a thing after the fact. Okay. So it's kind of like they're banking on the fact that I'm God, and It's not. That's a thing though. But if you've noticed, like even when it comes to the lesser players, because I barely get paid like good money when it comes to teams, right? Obviously, like you said, right, I'm very unlucky when it comes to contracts. And even EG, when I joined EG, Justin left. So everything has just been unlucky in terms of timing in general. And so what I'm noticing is that, especially if a company needs someone like at that exact moment, you're not really going to get anything, because at this point they'll take anybody. So it's not about, a lot of times it's not about whether or not that they're going to treat you good. It's just that it was you or 3 other bums for $0. Okay. And like even with EG, right? When I got picked up by EG, they didn't know what the hell they were doing. And it got me so angry, and I went off on them in a meeting, because Justin's release video was the same day as my announcement video. And I was like, dog, like, why are you doing that? And they're like, what are you talking about? I was like, no, like you put us all in the same video, and I took up like a couple seconds. Like if this was supposed to be a big thing, which is what even when I was talking to like a few other people that were part of EG before me, you know, like everyone made it seem like I was going to be treated good. And when I joined, it was the exact opposite. Like they did not care. And it just felt like super weird that all these stuff happened at that exact moment. Again, timing, it just doesn't make any sense. But it like these companies just don't give a damn. They truly do not give a damn. And even if we fast forward to that situation when I got let go from EG, or even the situation when they forced me to move, because in that meeting they told me that no other company would work with me. If they let me go, no company would work with me. That was what was told to me.
I would have negotiated that differently too. I would have got a fucking huge severance, like your likeness, like.
Well, no, they wanted to pay me 2 months.
That's nothing.
To be quiet.
I would have asked for the whole contract too.
Oh no, they apparently, because of the way they worded it, right? Because I had a bunch of people like look into this. There was pretty much nothing I could do, even if I took them to court. Which, I mean, at some point, it's more like you did kind of destroy my life, you know, for something that was not in control of me. Like, you're making all the decisions, and you shouldn't be able to do this, like, just because, oh, you know, something there. What they said was, I am a woman harasser. That's how they worded that. So again, like, it seemed like they put me in a situation, then they kind of just squeezed it, you know, like that's it. There was almost nothing I could do, because at some point, like, yeah, I made a decision to move based off of their threat, and then after I move, screw that. These things is what kind of just turned me off from most things and most people. And when it comes to companies now, like, that's why, again, this episode, Unprofessionalism, like, things like that should not be allowed to happen. And when it does, people should be allowed to talk about it. And I feel like everyone's afraid to do that. There's so many stories, so many things. Oh, I've had the displeasure of dealing with such and such and blah, blah, blah. It's like, all right, well, let people know. You know, like, I would never work with EG again. And I would never recommend anybody to work with EG again. Because they talk about diversity, and they talk about caring for their players, but we know that's a huge lie. Considering that they let other people go, and those other people hit me up and apologize on their behalf. So you know, like, everything is all screwy.
Sure. I wanted to know though about your contract. Uh, wait, are you there? Can't hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question. So with your contracts, so you said like you were asked you they were expected for you to win, but okay, that they can say that, but like I'm saying in your contract, do you have any performance clause or anything like that? Because the thing is, when you win or place in a tournament, the number of metrics that you generate out of impressions in social media and the value of the team increases like basically almost very similar. The fact that because you get top 8, top 3, top 4, top 1, top 2, you become very relevant. That you help the team become very relevant for that month or for that couple of weeks, right? But if you do it consistently, then and so on. But I've never had any like expectations to win because that's just adds more pressure to the player. Like I'm saying, like the NBA player, they signed them. The obviously the goal is to win, but the expectations is not to win. They don't give them that pressure, added pressure for your expectation. The fact that you can do this full time, that's in a way that's already a common knowledge that that's going to be the expectations, but that's not really set in stone when it comes to paperwork. So like so to win is just a bonus on top of everything basically. So that's what happened to me. Like, so the fact that they never really pressured me to winning became part of just a bonus on top of it. So it became a lot easier, less pressure for my end. But the fact that they pressuring you to win or has a verbally said that the expectation was to win, that just another, they fucked you up again, which is kind of crazy. Meanwhile, with me, it's like, dude, it's okay, relax, Ryan. It's okay, don't worry about it. But then me, I'm training hardcore, like 16-hour days, 12-hour days, right? Because my goal is to win, but their goal is for me to be great and to be consistent, to be constantly appearing for them to represent the team, right? That's what they want. So, but then at the same time, let's say I don't win or something like that. I did poor. I didn't really do poor in tournaments. But I would try to do something for them. Like I would go to conventions to represent some of the sponsors. Like that's why I did the headset, like the Corsair. I did the ones with creative sound blasters. I was doing all these things I'm not getting paid extra to do those things, but I'm doing those to build relationship with these companies that's also sponsors of the team to increase my value overall. So I was doing these little things, but that's kind of crazy expectations. Imagine if LeBron James was expected, you got to win this championship. Like, what the fuck? That's not possible, bro. You ain't doing that because even though ChrisG is one of the greatest fighting gamers of all time, and I'm telling you guys that's not even a discussion, right? ChrisG is one of the greatest fighting gamers of all time. He's one of the best. Like anybody that's ever held any type of controller is one of the greatest for sure. Like, but his gap between the other people that may be less or ahead of him is so small that at any point he can lose or he can win. I gave him an example earlier. I told him, like, Chris, what if that year that I won Evo, you didn't raw tag and then you would have beat me and then you would have beat Infant for sure, then you won that Evo, right? 2013, I don't know, Justin won that. I mean, Justin lost to Flocker. But in 2014, after I lost to Justin in Team Super, but then Justin bust that storm first against you and you beat Justin, you won 2 Evos already in the span of 3 years. And then 2016, you win Evo. You would have won 3 Evos in a row in a span of one stupid decision, right? In general, that's the difference between being a 3-time Evo champion versus a 1-time. Like I'm saying, like, but his skill never changed. He's been one of the greatest. That's how crazy fighting games are. It's just one thing. It's like in basketball. If you made that fucking buzzer beater shot, it's either you fucking lose, go home, or you fucking win. It's the same thing. So that's why it's just so unfortunate, You've just been getting unlucky, man. It's just been getting unlucky. But in the same time, it's just timing is everything.
It's funny, but this is the thing, right? So I'm not. This time I won't drop names because it is what it is. But there was a team that I was dealing with, and when I looked at my contract and when I found out what everybody else was getting, they wanted to pay us all the same.
Oh, insane.
And when I found out who these other people were, I was like, this is crazy. And I got into a huge argument. And I was just like, you don't understand. And I worded it very well too. So I'm going off on them, right? And they're kind of like, they're being like really defensive. But I was like, look, what you don't understand, right? Let's say you have a team of 5 people, right? You, FChamp, right? And 1 maybe decent person and 3 bums. Even in the case, right? Even in the case where...
He said 3 bums, okay?
Honestly, look, I'm going to be completely real, all right? When I see people on teams, I'm like, what is the actual value besides you not getting paid? Because let's be real, most people who are on teams aren't getting anything, all right? So,
yeah, that's true.
So in this situation, we're all getting paid the exact same. I was like, okay.
Insane.
I was like, okay. So.
Insane.
Literally insane. So I'm speaking, right? Hey, why are we all getting the same? They're like, oh, it just is what it is. We want it to be, even with everything. We didn't want any other player to be upset and this and that. And I was like, okay, let me explain something to you. If this person loses, does it matter? No. If that person loses, does it matter? No. What if I lose? And there was a big silence.
Yeah, Chris. It's just crazy.
And I was just like, how could you pay everyone the same when you're expecting one of them to do the most? Nothing.
That
Silence.
happened to me before, Chris.
Silence.
I told you. The way I did it was, look, I told them that I don't want, I know we have a big team. That's what I said before with the complexity, but my value and my worth is so much more than what I'm getting. So it's either you guys let me go and let me pursue my other deals, or you make me happy. But I want, but I told like, that's me. But I don't know what you guys do with my deals of the other people around me. That's not my business. That's their business. So when I did that, what happened was it backfired, but the backfiring became beneficial for me, but it sucks because they had to fire all my friends. Like, I told you, the Micros, Combo Fiend, and Gutex, or let go, I guess is the right word. So they could just pay me max. But I'm saying is like, that's the road that I took. But see, that worked in my favor. With your case, it didn't work in your favor. That's another situation that you got fucked again. I think we should have a scoreboard here saying how many times ChrisG got fucked versus FChamp and got the best deal. It's fucking lopsided, bro. This is some fucking 10-0, man. It's just insane. But yeah, but
no, and I try to be as straightforward as possible, right? when all these companies come into the scene, I try to be straightforward as possible. I'm like, yo, I'm letting you know what is happening. I'm letting you know what I can provide. Right? And this includes content, which is the craziest thing to me still. We're in 2022. And
Chris,
no,
make me your agent. Chris, let me be your agent.
None of these companies have been wanting to do content. It's the most backwards mentality I've ever seen. It's like everyone's just lost in translation. Even when I'm giving them the goddamn blueprints on how to do literally anything. You want to know Panda? You want to know what's funny with Panda? Is that Panda apparently told somebody that I did not focus on my brand and that all I cared about was winning. And I was just like, when I heard that, I was just like, this is quite possibly the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Your job as a sponsor is to work with the people to create the content. If let's say, and this was a reason why I left another team, right, not so long ago. I want to do content. I was letting people know. I was like, look, I want a computer. I want a new computer, and I want an editor. These are my only two real demands. I will do everything and anything. But apparently, like, it's like, I just don't get it. I don't get, like, what is happening with these companies.
No.
None of them are making any sense whatsoever.
Okay, so with the Panda, right? It's obviously I'm one of the very first Panda Global players, and I was their star player for so long until I left to go to Splice, right? And Panda Global has been amazing to me. No, they treated me very well, mind you. But that team, their goal is not for you to win. That's just a bonus. I'm telling you, Panda Global's like vision is to create content, but they're gonna help you create content. They're gonna help you do that. They're gonna help you execute. Okay, but that's my experience with them. So I'm saying, like, with the EG, maybe their goal is to win and not produce more content because their team is so huge already that they don't really care much about that. Content is just a bonus, but
How'd that go for them?
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying different teams have different goals. This is what's crazy about this. Like, this is crazy. Like I'm saying, like, every team has their different goals. Then you have to just align yourself and understand which one you think would align best with your skill set. I'm telling you, Chris, let me just be your agent, and this shit is all done with. Like, it's all done. I just think maybe 10% is fair. Okay, I'm not gonna do the 20%, 50. No, 10% is fair. Okay, like, look, this is easy.
Actually, speaking.
This is the wrap.
Speaking of this, right? This just brought up another memory that I wanted to speak on. I went to a thing, right? Again, I'm not gonna blow this person up because they're not even worth it because they're useless. They're pointless, and they were at this event pretty much just to talk out of their face, right? So this is it's like a summit type thing. And there's a bunch of people. On stage, right? It just so happened that I showed up for reasons I cannot tell you. Right? So I showed up and I'm listening to these people speak, right? They're talking about business practices and stuff like that, right? So I'm like, you know, if I'm here, I might as well listen to this crap, right? Just to see if maybe I'll learn something different, right? Like maybe their experiences will rub off on me, or maybe I'll do something smart for once. So they're talking, right? And they were like, one of the questions I think was asked was like, what other ways or avenues can people make money, right? Businesses, esports, whatever, right? What are different avenues? And, so they're talking, okay, you could do content, you could do this, you could do that, you stream, YouTube, blah, 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 right? So a lot of them, they're giving really good examples. Somebody from Twitch was there as well, right? So they're doing all this stuff. Now, there's a team there. Again, I'm not going to name this team because, again, it's ridiculous. They were ridiculous and they do literally nothing. So they're like, yeah, you know what else you could do? And they're like, what? So mind you, these guys have already said whatever was needed to be said. And he was just like, yeah, like you could be like people's agents and stuff. And we're like, so the Twitch guy was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, so what I do is like, I deal with like other people and I take like a percentage. And we're like, there's like, if we're talking about esports and stuff like that, like the Twitch guy was speaking at this place, like, it's like there's laws and stuff, and it got like super, super awkward that like everyone's talking about making money in terms of like content creator and stuff like that. And this guy's like, we have literally nothing, but we try to take other people's money doing deals for them. And at this point, no one believed him because let's be real, you're a nobody. So you have no leverage, you have no speaking power. What do you mean you're an agent for a bunch of people? he probably making more money than the FGCs. He's definitely not. Because again,
I had an agent before, Chris. I did. Okay, our agent before was so huge that I had all these people under the same umbrella as me, like all the other people, like from the different esports genre, and then we got Mycross Scootex as well in that agent, and then that agent negotiated. I forgot the name of that organization, or like a WENE or something like that. But then all the other esports commentator casters for different games as well is under that umbrella. The good thing about that, they got a negotiating power, because they're like, it's either you get all of us or you don't get a single one of us. It's kind of like that. So it became kind of like a union, and that benefited me. But what you're saying with your end, though, you got a shitty like agent representation that didn't really have much backing, you know?
yeah, no,
So
it was
that's
super
kind of
weird
sucks.
because everybody just stood quiet, and the Twitch representative, I forgot exactly how he worded it, but it definitely sounded super shady, and everybody just stood completely quiet. Because again, that wasn't really the question. You know, these are like
Yeah.
avenues to make money in esports, and you're talking about, yeah, yo, just try to represent people, and it's like, what do you mean? Like what? Like so like we like it pretty much they just called his bluff, and then that was it. He just kind of just stood quiet for like the rest of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, dog, why are you're gonna tell kids this? You know what I'm saying? Like you're talking like there was like a high school team there. There was like some like Valorant team, and like they were in school, and I'm just like, who are you? What are you even? What type of advice is this? You're not giving anything. Like my man sounded like Triforce. I'm gonna be real. He sounded like Triforce.
Okay. Let's move on to your next topic. Something exciting. Do you have anything exciting?
Exciting. Oh yeah, for sure. So what besides this, right? Another thing that I want to talk about was all the news that's happening in the FGC, and
Okay.
it's actually crazy because there's a lot of news. Like this past week, just like the week beforehand, there was a lot of news. And this time with Street Fighter 6 beta happening this weekend, right? December 16th, I'm actually going to pull up a scene. So just for quick news, right? You got this closed beta test 2, December 16th right through 19th. I don't know about you, I don't have a code.
Me too. I don't. I don't.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna work my magic, obviously, just like I did last time. Jose Canseco, you know, that's who I was last beta. So I think it was like I forgot what account it was or whatever. I don't know how that worked, but yeah.
What?
So I played in the
Wait. When is this? Tomorrow?
December 16th through the
16th.
19th. So this weekend. And
I mean, are the codes done being sent, or these got sent out already? Because I don't have a code.
I'm actually not too sure. I know people already started getting their codes. Maybe they should be like one more day. Who knows? But yeah, I think for the most part everyone's done.
Oh, okay. I didn't get a code as well. I mean, a lot of top players didn't get a code because they did the RNG in that one. So
Actually,
I'm not really that excited to play, because number one is they don't have my broken Dhalsim. I feel Dhalsim's gonna be so exciting to play, in my opinion. Even if it doesn't do any damage, I'm gonna have so much fun to be free, like to do whatever the fuck I want and show my vision about the game. But then at the same time, the game doesn't come out until June 2nd. Everybody can play the game right now if they want to play. It doesn't matter. I could give them 6 months heads up. It only takes me 1 week to get back into that shit. So I'm saying, like, it comes out of June 2nd, bro. Like, I'm sure people would get early access of the actual final version of the game, like maybe around like May 3rd week or something. You know, they're gonna have like 7 to 9 days before the game comes out. Like I'm saying, like, so to me, that doesn't really matter as much. It's just the fact that it's taking that long to get in, to actually get the final version of the game. It's June, man. That's like fucking 6.5 months from now, dude. I
Yeah,
ain't tripping. I'm not even that excited about like looking forward to it, because I know it's going to be so long. If I get too heavily invested into this, I'm just gonna go crazy because I won't be able to see it. Not for a long time.
yeah. I like. Obviously, everyone thought that the game was going to come out February.
Uh
For
huh.
me personally, seeing that it's coming out in June, that is a long time. That is such a long time from now. So 6 months of dealing with Street Fighter Five still. 6 months of dealing with freaking KOF's wonky netcode, which we still don't know when that's being fixed. Well, not netcode, matchmaking and crossplay and all that stuff. Same thing with Strive. They just had a patch. I'm gonna put that up soon too. But yeah, I just don't. Oh, DBFZ. DBFZ was an announcement of an announcement, and we still don't know if we're getting rollback anytime soon. So it's like this is 6 months till then, and there's just, even though there's a lot of news of what's happening and what's going to happen, there's still no actual, like, no one's letting anybody know what's going on. Again, it goes back to the topic in hand. It's like we're all just in the dark as these companies just give us promises or something of the sort. Like, as much as excited I am, like you see DJ on the screen right now and
Mm-hmm.
Manon and the rest of them, like, they're all cool. But I'm like, all right, cool. Well, for 6 months we got to deal with the rest of this crap, and
Yeah, yeah,
honestly,
yeah.
I'm just turned
I'm
off.
I'm looking forward to these characters actually. Like I like that the other girl, Manon, I think that's her
Yeah,
name.
Manon, Marissa,
And
JP,
JP. I
and
like
and
JP
new
really.
DJ.
I don't like, the thing is, like, look, if a 1,000 player wins early in the first year, everybody knows it's me. I'm a fast learner. Like, I can't lie about that shit. Like, it doesn't matter. People would just know it's fucking me. Yeah, So the thing is, um, the, this is what's crazy about this, Chris. This is a huge opportunity. Um, the fact that Street Fighter 6 comes out on June 2nd, and Evo is gonna be July-ish or August first week, right? That's gonna be so insane, because that means it's only been like 7 weeks into the game, and then now you're gonna crown a world champion, bro,
Well,
bro.
you know what's gonna happen. I'm about to tell you what's gonna happen. So,
What?
so this right here is so this is Long Island Joe's tournament, right? It is happening Sunday, December 18th, right? What's going to happen is this will be seeding for many things to come. I'm gonna just let everybody know. This tournament is definitely gonna seed people. They're gonna be like, "Yo, remember that one time in the beta, and blah blah blah." Man, but for those who want to know and tune in, right? Long Island Joe is throwing a beta tournament on Sunday, which is actually pretty interesting. 5 p.m. EST, twitch.tv/this is Long Island Joe. But I do feel like it's definitely, because imagine this beta's done and there's been one official, well, unofficial, official winner.
Yeah.
That's like not Punk or or the rest of them, whoever the hell enters.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be like the biggest ego tournament. Yep.
I mean, these early tournaments, I don't really give a fuck about them, bro. Like, at the end of the day, people remember who's the man. You know what I'm saying? Like, these tournaments, bro, they're beta. Like, this is, yeah. I mean, I don't care about these things as much, like, at all. Like, because this is a beta tournament, nobody cares. Like, you win the very first big tournament, kind of like how Infiltration won fucking final round. It's for Street Fighter 5. That shit was huge. That shit was important. That was a big deal. Kind of like that. and he went with Nash versus Takeda's Ryu. That shit was a big deal.
Yeah.
That shit was, yeah. And I'm saying like, but then did anybody remember like who won the weekly before that or the release of Street Fighter 5? Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody gives a fuck. Like, so I'm saying, yeah. I would rather play with the big boys than in the kiddie pool. I'm sorry, but like I'm saying, if I would win a kiddie pool tournament, bro, nobody gives a fuck about that. I want to play in the big boy tournament.
Well, this is a 128 man cap tournament. In actually, it's record time, 36 minutes. That's actually kind of crazy.
There's tournaments like that. That's actually great that there's tournament like that because at the end of the day, that's good for the FGC. Okay, so I'm not hating on that tournament at all. I'm saying me personally, I like to play in the big boy tournament. I don't want to play in the fucking,
the ego tournament.
Yeah, I don't want to play in that. I'll play in the big boy tournament. Like does it change any of your legacy or my legacy if you win a fucking beta tournament or a weekly, bro? That shit is irrelevant, dude. I've won like fucking over 700 weeklies, I think, or more.
You get bragging rights.
Of them. Like, does that matter, dude? Nobody cares, and the only thing that matters add to your legacy is winning a huge, big tournament. That's all that matters at this point.
Actually, now that I think about it, so this beta is happening this weekend. Do you think there's going to be another beta? Because again, this comes out in June.
There's gonna be like maybe 6 betas.
Oh,
for sure.
Oh. Damn, so that means that there's gonna be like a beta champion for each beta. So that means that whoever wins this, like, you're gonna have to hold that till like whatever the next beta is, and then somebody's gonna win that, and then somebody. Oh boy.
That's just a beta tournament, Like I'm saying, like that. There's gonna be more than that because this is kind of like this is what Capcom's doing to ensure that the game comes out perfect, or close to perfect as they can, because the more people they can play, the more data they will acquire. Like, okay, how well are their servers handling this? How well is the experience of the user, like playing from New York to California? So now they can garner data from that, and they want to know how many people they can have at the same time. They can come up some bugs, all these things. So having beta is great because that ensures that the final product is gonna be way better. So I'm kind of excited for that.
Yeah, I like even with like the story mode, like usually most story modes absolutely suck. Like if you saw in the trailer that I just played, they got a story mode where like you create a character and toss out Hadoukens and DPs and stuff like that. Like I feel like because Street Fighter hasn't really done that, the last Street Fighter story was Street Fighter 5 was absolutely garbage, The only real game with story mode is NRS games. And they're actually a reason why people buy the game. Like so imagine like random casual people that are going to buy the game to play the Street Fighter 6 story mode.
No. What do you call that mode when it's an open world and you get to level up your character like RPG? What is that, open world, whatever?
Yeah, like the world tour. I think that's what it's called.
The world tour. Okay, so that one is the best content creator fucking kind of format. Imagine this, right? Let's say I try to get into Twitch or again to stream regularly. So I'm gonna stream like a month before consistently to get my viewers going, and then Street Fighter 6 comes out. Then I'm gonna play the open world, whatever. And then you can like have a character design that's like so OP, right? Because you can get like Chun-Li standing fierce, you can get reused fireball, then you can get Guile's flash. You can kind of do that. You can customize a character.
I want to know how that goes. I want to know.
I'm sure you have to pay to add more gems to your shit so you can like add more abilities, right? Like I'm saying, like I'm gonna drop $1,000 for that character. I'm telling you, that shit's gonna be hella fun. Like. Just drop $1,000 and that your content for that one, bro. That's like hella videos, man. That shit's worth it.
All right, quick question. If a character, right? Usually characters have like 4 special moves. Theory fighting right now. What would be your 4 special moves if you could think of real quick?
Okay, I was talking to Ricky about this. I said the perfect character would be a Dhalsim. Okay, just think about Dhalsim, right? Just think about Dhalsim in Street Fighter 5. Okay. So Dhalsim is Street Fighter 5, but I have a walk speed of Vega. All right. So basically, all right. Because it was like and then I was like, I want you to understand this. The fact I can dive kick basically anywhere, Dawson's gonna be like Yun because you have yours because the reason why Dawson's dive kick is good, not great, is because his walk speed is very poor. The fact that you have a fucking amazing walk speed, that means every time you jump at me, I can basically be in the right place at the right time all the time. Walk speed is one of the most important key aspects of Street Fighter. And then on top of that, I have amazing normals up close and point and from far away. And then I'm probably gonna have a command grab. That's it. That's all I need, bro. That is by far the most broken character. Like you ain't not. Oh, dude, that is. So
I said I would have a good fireball like Luke, right?
Okay.
Flash kick and a command grab. Like that's it. Like,
Bro, that's 10-0 versus my character, bro. That is 10-0. You have no chance in that one. That is 10-0.
That's it. Like I feel like literally all I need is flash kick and a command grab. You got both. I mean, damn it.
I just need command grab and walk speed. That's all I needed, and that's just a wrap already.
Damn, guys,
Walk
if you.
speed?
Oh,
Yeah. Okay, think about this. Just think about this. Imagine if you have a Zangief character archetype, and Zangief has a walk speed of Vega. Bro, it's a wrap.
I actually would quit the game.
It's a wrap, and people don't know how crazy that becomes by just adding walk speed. Like like he's just gonna walk you down, walk block, walk block, walk block. You're cornered already, and he didn't even do anything. Like,
how do you think it's gonna work though? Do you think it's really gonna be like customizable? Because I think it's like I heard like you train under a person, like you pick you pick a character to train under, and then you gain like some of their moves or something. Like I forgot how that goes.
So it's like, okay, so say you got a base character who could be whatever, right? So it's an open template, and then within that open world, you're gonna find yourself a master, right? Within that master, it could be any of the Street Fighter characters, and then with that master, you're gonna gain experience. Obviously, your character's gonna gain experience. Then you're gonna acquire a move, and then you can still go to a different world, whatever, different area, different city, whatever. Maybe you might find another master, but maybe you might have to pay certain things like pay another whatever CFN money, whatever the fuck it is called. And then you can acquire a gem that you can use, and then that gem maybe could be like you can acquire another move, and so on. It's like I'm saying, that could be a pay to play, but that doesn't really affect the competitive scene because that's a story. But then you can still play other people within that same format, and all the crazy fucking characters can be there, or the story. You could even play a side scroller. You could be 2-on-2. So I think it's just really good and makes the game fun. That's the fun part of the game. So I think that's an amazing idea.
I actually think I will play that mode.
Yeah, me too.
Have you ever played Street Fighter 4 for the 3DS?
No.
Okay, so that game, right? It was regular Street Fighter 4 for 3DS, same thing, except your touch screen had the special moves on it.
Oh, so one button specials. Oh, okay. That's great.
So you can walk up flash kick.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's
amazing.
And so I don't know if you've ever paid attention to me playing like Street Fighter 4 like that, but I always randomly messed with Abel. And the reason I messed with Abel is because of Street Fighter 4 for the 3DS. So everybody played Guile online when I was playing for a little bit, and I countered with Abel. So I would have EX Rekka, Ultra, and Command Grab on a button.
That's insane.
So I would just walk forward, and as soon as I hear Sonic, I would instantly do Rekka, and then I would go into Command Grab, and every time, and I would focus attack everything, and just walk forward, and just Ultra. That's it. That was my whole thing, and I was like, damn, this character's kind of fun, which he was fun until he was kind of.
Okay, so what's the next one?
He was an a-hole. All right, since we're going on just game announcements in general, who's actually excited for, which I know a lot of you are. I know I'm not too much, but for Tekken 8.
I'm excited for Tekken 8. I'm not gonna play competitively, but I'm excited for it because I'm Filipino and Tekken is the biggest fighting game and maybe a top 3 game in the Philippines. Tekken is embedded into the youth.
It is their number one fighting game, right?
That's the number 1 fighting game in the Philippines, bro. I'm telling you this, it's not even close. I'm telling you, they got Tekken League in the Philippines is on TV, my man. That's being broadcasted to a 7-year-old woman, grandma, or to everybody. Like Tekken is so huge in the Philippines, bro.
It's
and
crazy.
it's not close. They have TV shit on Tekken in the Philippines, man. Like they got kids who's like 14, 12 years old. They're aspiring to be a Tekken pro. Okay, so I'm saying like sure there's fighting games outside of the country for Tekken, obviously, but man, the Tekken in the Philippines is so insane. Their sponsorships are think about this in America, like version of it would be like one of the Tekken players here, their sponsor is Mitsubishi Motors, right? Or the other Tekken player sponsor is like AT&T and Verizon, for instance, the other one, Verizon. And the other ones, like it's, let me see, what's that called? Oh, the university, the school. Like a tech university school that's a sponsor for a different team, a Tekken player. Like, and so on. Like, it's insane. That's their sponsor there, bro. It's not like, yeah, but it's just crazy. So Tekken in the Philippines is crazy.
I just love watching it. Like obviously I don't truly care about playing it, but this game has always it's always been just one of the games to watch.
I'm just a fan. I'm a fan of Tekken, I love Tekken. I'm just not a competitive player for it. I don't play it, but in the same time I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Tekken. Yeah.
Weirdly enough, I honestly think that the only one of the only fighting games I watch in general, like if a stream comes on or a tournament comes on, Evo or something like that, I won't watch DBFZ. I definitely won't watch most anime games. I'll watch Street Fighter. Marvels sometimes. Obviously it's not a main game, but depending on who's there, like I'll tune in. But honestly, Tekken might be one of the only games I actually watch as a casual watcher. It's just that good, and the competition's just that good. I love watching high level Tekken. If I could be good at Tekken, and let's say if I could pick Tekken over, let's say, Marvel, I might pick Tekken. Like if somebody told me like freaking 12 years ago, hey Chris, you're gonna be one of the greatest players of all time. What would you want to be the greatest of all time in?
I'm playing Smash.
Well, besides for Smash, that's not fair. that's not fair.
Okay, you want to talk about that? The shoulda, woulda, coulda. I'll probably play StarCraft or fucking Smash.
You see, that's because I reached Diamond 2 in League. Like, obviously, I would have been a League player, but yeah, like fighting game wise, yeah, I probably would have picked Tekken because I know for sure that every single Tekken that comes out after the fact, I will just be that good in. Like day one. I'll just wake up and I'm just better than 99% of the players.
The thing is, it's too late now because there's so many legacy knowledge that you need to know from the previous Tekkens in order to compete. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you would not, like, all the baby gimmicks, there's so many fucking things you have to memorize in order to be somewhat competitive. Like, because it's so much more, there's so much knowledge base needed. Like, the level of entry for knowledge is so high in Tekken, and then gameplay you have to memorize too as well. Then you have to develop a strategy. Then you have to do your execution, and you have to be great, So it's so on, right? So it's like, imagine if somebody wants to jump into Marvel 3, right? That is, in order for them to even play, like, it's gonna take them many, many years because 99% of the time they don't get to play because they just get fucking swamped from the start to the finish. Like, incoming GG, right? One touch kill, like, so it's the same thing. Like, imagine you go to Smash, there's so many little nuances that you would not even remember at all or not know it. and you just get destroyed. It's like the thing is like fighting games are so brutal, man. That's why it's so hard
Yeah,
to be amazing in fighting games. So hard, and people are like working like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm gonna practice this combo in training mode. Yeah, that's like 5% of the overall needed skill to be amazing. To be amazing in fighting games, you need to have all of these attributes that you need to have. Like practicing things in training mode, like fucking combos. That's like maybe 5%.
yeah.
Like, yeah. But most people just to practice it. Like, I need to practice this full jumping combo using all my meter, like this and that. Like, that's not. You're never even gonna get a chance to land that. You know. So
I've
what do you
noticed
do?
that like when new players come to play like older games, it's weird too because people will tell me they're like, "Oh, Chris, I would love to play you. I would love to learn," and I'm like, "I'm
Yeah.
be real. You're not gonna learn anything. I'm just gonna destroy you. Like, don't ask me to play at 100%. Don't even ask me to play at 40%. Like
Damn. Kill
people.
their dreams.
No, the thing is that like you're playing a new game, but it's not new. So just like you said, right? You got 10 years of Virgil swinging on you every single time you turn on the game. It's not like we're all new and oh yeah, Chris is playing Ryu again. That's not happening. All right? Like you're only going to fight this brain dead swinging stuff and odds are and I feel like this is the problem. The problem with people trying to learn these games is that they're not going to pick up good tendencies.
It's like this. Okay, I think I love teaching people, but let's say I'm a beginner, and then I'm the instructor, for instance. Like I say, I have a student who's a beginner, and I'm the instructor. I would not suggest him to play against ChrisG or Justin Wong or Ray Ray or myself, like or the other great players. That's not good. You want if he's like level 1 skill level, it's best for him to play against a level 1 skill level, and then you guide him. Then if he's winning a slightly more against a level 1, you give him a level 2 or 1.5 and so on. The reason why is because if a level 1 fights a level 10 player, everything that he does would feel like it's wrong. Like, what the fuck? Not everything that he does will feel wrong, and then you're gonna discourage him, right? But
Literally everything from movement to combos to
everything.
turning on the game
Yeah,
feels
yeah. It
wrong.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what he does. Everything that he will do, it will feel wrong. So he's not gonna develop good habits at all. He's not gonna learn anything from you. So what you need to do to teach the lower level players is to have them fight against people within the field or people within their levels, their skill level. Then you give them advice to that. Then he can build up from that. Then he builds confidence. Then he becomes better. Then he goes level 2 to level 3. Then you start adding, hey, maybe you should learn these few tricks. So maybe you can have like more added to your foundation of your skill level. Like I'm saying, like that's how people improve in fighting games. Like I'm saying, like when I first started, I had to fight Ricky Ortiz and John Choi all the time. And mind you, these are fucking champions already, super legends. And I just keep getting 60 0'd by them. Okay, and I couldn't sleep. I don't understand what the fuck is going on. And then I learned differently. Like, okay, maybe I need to play against these other guys and build my confidence and then increase my level and so on. And I work hard on that. But like me playing against them, I don't learn anything. I just get fucking demolished. And then
Yeah.
I worked on it for like 6 months and going up in my level, going to different weeklies, and I improve. And then now I could fight with them. But I'm saying like, but that's how you learn in fighting games. That's why it's so hard. Like, so if you're a beginner, you want to fight ChrisG, shit, it's not gonna work out for you. So you want to fight somebody like that, yeah.
Yeah, this is the thing because you could watch, like you can watch people play and pick up like stuff, but again, like if like you see this guy, bro, I'm learning a Marvel 2. It's rough. Damn.
Yeah.
Like 2022 learning Marvel 2. You know, like the last person you actually want to run into would be Chaos. you don't want to run into Chaos. I'd rather run into Justin Wong over Chaos. Like freaking like 10 other people over that guy.
Like Justin Wong in Marvel 2. Justin Wong would pick random select on you and make you feel like you're stupid.
Yeah,
Okay?
that you see that's why
I'm saying like Justin Wong is so good in Marvel, dude. Marvel 2, like nobody has ever reached a skill level of Justin Wong in Marvel 2. I'm sorry, but like these other amazing great players that's currently winning right now. Like when Justin played Roundhouse, you know how obviously destroyed him. But I'm saying like when he played Chaos in that set that they did the first to 10, he did beat him. But because Justin practiced, I'm saying like Justin's skill level is so high and has won 7 world titles in that game alone and has been so dominant. Like there was no clear number 2 with Justin when Justin was dominating that game. There was no number 2. Okay, like the gap between number 1 and the number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it is so far that it wasn't close. It was the most dominant as anybody has ever been in any fighting game. I swear. Like imagine winning 7 Evos for that game alone, bro. Seriously, you know how difficult that shit is. Come on.
Even in a 1-game situation. Oh no, wait, that was CVS. Oh, that was Marvel too.
Like yeah, they did that for like a couple of years, but I'm saying like think about Justin winning 99% of the tournaments.
Yeah.
Think about that, bro.
I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but if I was dealing with that, I'm definitely not letting that rock. They were watching. They were watching this guy win. Damn, like I understand like losing to people, but I personally speaking, I would hate myself if I like watch somebody win for like 18 years. I'd be like, God damn it.
They got Yipes and Sanford, whose skill level is so high and so great, and they're probably just as good as Justin when it comes to skill level in the game, right? But Justin is greater because he's accomplished more and has been more dominant. So being better doesn't mean greater, and vice versa, you know. So,
I mean, Justin doing ABC combos, yo, and I mean, there he won Evo, like.
I'm saying like,
he was smart. That's it. Like Justin's just smart,
5%, bro. Combos are 5%, man. Like just strategy building, defense, where to be at all times, your neutral game, your zoning, decision making, clutch. It's so many fucking things. Like your mental composure, everything. It makes up dexterity. Like you could add all of that shit, and then the very bottom of that is fucking optimal combos. That's how crazy it is. And people, for some reason, people only work on their stupid optimal combos. You can work on all these other things. But yeah, game knowledge. You add game knowledge there too. Like fucking amazing offense. Like it's crazy, but yeah. Anyways, so what's the next one? Let's watch the Project L, man. I haven't seen that enough.
Yeah. So this one actually is just the fighting in the game. So this actually just makes life like so much easier. Shout outs to FGC Daily for just clipping the important bits. Right? I'm pretty sure I have it up. Yeah.
Yeah, make it bigger. Yeah.
So he wrote, what do you think of Project L? Simplified inputs, 2v2 tag team, assist based, easy to learn, hard to master. Movement includes walk, run, dash, and chain dash. Jumping, long jumping, and super jumping. And the tag system includes assist action, handshake tag, and dynamite save.
You could just talk about this right now.
Oh yeah.
Simplified inputs is kind of nice.
Just like I would assume like Grand Blue and stuff like that. I don't know if it'll be on a cooldown type thing if you use the simplified inputs, but I feel like it'll be both. You know, just like in Grand Blue, where you're.
I don't know, man. I think this is gonna be like Rising Thunder, bro, because that's the same creator, so it's gonna be.
Oh damn! Special. Well, I mean, I was the best Dauntless. You know what I'm saying? Like...
Oh, let's not talk about that game, bro. You know who was the best at that one? Who won every tournament?
I mean, you used to get me super salty until I finally learned how to deal with that stupidity. I was getting so salty playing a stupid fireball character.
I love that game. But yeah, this game, I love the fact that you have push blocks.
Oh yeah, no, as soon as I saw push block, I was like, oh, thank God.
So fluid too. Look at that movement. So this game, if you're playing other fighting games, this like if you play Street Fighter, this is not like there's not gonna be a lot of carryover or crossover of skill. So you develop these kind of like skill or knowledge or ability to play these kind of games, and you play like Marvel games or Skullgirls or some of the anime games. So there's a different skill set. Sure, your fighting game IQ is always gonna be there, but these kind of games are fun because this one you can go to training mode so much in these kind of games. Like look at this.
So
the fact that you can tag, man.
I know. I already missed a decent tag game. You already know me, right?
Yeah.
Me and you, we missed some decent tag games.
Exactly.
But the thing that a lot of people are like worried about is the actual tag system. You know, being compared to BB tag or Power Rangers. I just want to say right now that is not a thing. All right, those games suck because of obvious reasons. And those reasons being you cannot react to literally anything. It is physically impossible to react to anything that is happening in those games. You die as soon as you are putting blocks done.
GG for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Half the time your next character comes in, you're getting unblockable. Left, right, mix up, done. When I played BB Tag, I picked up Ruby Gordo. Yes, the two best characters in the game when the game came out. I picked them up because I actually thought they were cool characters. And what ended up happening was I saw what I was supposed to do. And I was like, how easy is it? And they're like, oh, you just push a button, tag, and do a 50-50. And I was like, wait, for real?
This is not the right video, Chris. We don't see the push blocks, the actual tag, actual thing, like.
Oh yeah, I guess he just like has the combos. I'm pretty sure there was another video, but I mean, I guess this is just to show like what you can do. I mean,
this game, if you pay attention to how you can do the handshake tag, right? You see that spark of yellow that happens. Like now, when you see that, you should once after a while you're playing the game, you see that yellow spark that happens from the other character that tags in. That will tell your brain eventually to pay attention to that character, so you block that side. So I'm saying that the fact that there's a cue that tells you this is the other character that's active, that's gonna help people to react more. So the fact that they're thinking about being able to react to that situation is actually amazing. It's not a guaranteed GG, you know? Like Marvel Infinite, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit was an infinite tag. But though this one, I think this one will be held a very longer cool down of their tag.
I always, you know, and this is the thing, because I've always mentioned about Marvel Infinite, you know, like, it was a patch or two away from being just that good of a game, you know?
Absolutely. That's so true.
Like,
good of a game, but it wouldn't be successful because the characters that they have are not the popular ones, so it wouldn't be and then the visuals as well, it's not as pretty as Marvel 3, right? How do you regress from that? Though the gameplay is amazing, it's fun, but
yeah, like
that matters.
Like, obviously, they dealt with whatever they dealt with, their budget, all that good stuff. But, like, the gameplay itself, you know, the whole tag system where you do combos, tag, freaking ground bounce, wall bounce, everything. It's just, it wasn't fleshed out. And I think from, you know, obviously another game. This is a tag game. We are going to play another tag game. So, how many games do you have to work with? Cross Tekken, BB Tag, Power Rangers, and MVCI. So you have 4 examples on how to do this right. And let's be real, 3 of them kind of did it wrong. So, like, you, at some point, you know, I feel like especially with the guys in charge, you know, they're bigger fighting game fans than even possibly me. So it's like
they have one thing that's going on for them. Okay, this is like, I know that the teams working on these games are so huge that you know, it's not just from one person. Okay, and I know that Tom Cannon, Tony Cannon are just amazing, and they're gonna make sure this is gonna be perfect. But the one underlying fact that they have here was Seth Killian worked on this. Every game that Seth Killian worked on so far, as like fighting games are concerned, has been great. Look, Seth Killian worked on Street Fighter 4. He made sure that shit's gonna be great. He worked on Marvel 3. He made sure it's gonna be great. Okay, I'm saying like Seth Killian worked on this game, worked on Rising Thunder. We can work on this game. You know, I'm sure like he's done with it, but I'm saying like the fact that he touched this and had his blessing, I have all the confidence in the world that this is going to be an amazing game, just because of that, based on history. You know, it's like the man is great.
Yeah. For those that have played Rising Thunder, it was a pretty good game. I actually
Yeah, it was.
really enjoyed it. You know, it was janky at times, you know, and you
It was
kind of,
alpha.
yeah,
This is
exactly.
alpha.
You
Yeah.
you had to hold that at points, but for what you were given, you know, like here's this random thing with robots, and well, yeah, see if you enjoy it. Boom, it was actually pretty enjoyable. Like honestly, I could say that even with as limited freaking time they put on in that game, like compared to everything else,
Hmm.
I would actually say it was better than a lot of games out even now.
No,
So
and the online, bro. How about the online of that one?
hell yeah, we were running each other all the time. I used to run into I think like Rico Suave all the time, and I'm like
Snake
Jesus.
Eyes, yeah, Snake
Yeah,
Eyes, Rico Suave, Sonic Fox, me, you, and the other Reynald from
player,
SoCal. Like, yeah, it's so fucking crazy. And Justin Wall, that's
player.
player. That shit's crazy. Yeah, that game was fucking stacked, dude. When it comes to the talented guys, shit was crazy.
It was definitely a
Yeah.
lot of fun, and I again this is it for me. Like as much as I talk about loving fighting games, I'm like unless something changes from now till 2023, like I well 2024, like that's it for me. Like this is it. Like I've been playing League for God knows how long. I played Runeterra. Runeterra, I freaking made I hit platinum in like a couple days, and I was like, I'm done with this game. But like this is it. Like League of Legends fighting game. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care who hates this. Like if this game turns out to be successful, Riot, give me that contract. I'm telling you right now. I
I'm gonna play these games, and I'm not really gonna be probably this is my last fighting game for sure. And I don't really care if I play fighting games also too in the future. Like, I'm okay. I have a fucking good. I'm in a good situation, so I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I'm great. So I'm not really worried as much. So I think I live a pretty good life already. So, um, yeah. So, but then obviously I'm competitive. I want to play, um, the Street Fighter 6, and then this one, this Riot fighting game, and after that, I think that's all she wrote until maybe they release Marvel. If that ever happens, fucking
if that ever happens,
if
dog.
that ever happens, if there's any game that's gonna bring me back, is that only, not Street Fighter 7 or 8. I don't give a fuck. Yeah.
Marvel 4. And they actually have like 50 characters.
That'd be all love.
Man, the
Yeah.
dreams.
That would be so insane. The thing is, like, it's just gonna be so hard to be great at Marvel games because the amount of practice and knowledge you need to have and acquire is insane. Ugh. And you can't just play it based on feel, That's the thing about that game, right? Like, you can after you acquire all the knowledge needed, and then you can play by feel after that.
I
But
just
with no
want to
knowledge, yeah,
I just want movement. Like
yeah,
I love
sure.
movement. And like I'm hoping like cuz like you're looking at this game right now and you're like it seems like there's going to be a lot of movement. And I'm hoping that's like that stays true because damn like as soon as I see two characters like speaking of characters like Ari right now projectiles and air dashes and hell yeah like put me in like damn that's what I want to see. I want to take advantage of the map. DBFZ did not really do that for me because characters are broken. And the rest of these tag games, I mean, you just had to hold that. So it's like I'm hoping that like the person with the best neutral will just be that much better. Especially if you got moved with cooldowns, like cooldowns and stuff like that, and if he can walk up, run up one button DP and all that, I'm hoping this just maximizes on all the stuff that these other games messed up. But yeah, speaking of freaking 50 characters, let's get on to the funniest news of
Okay.
last week.
What is it?
Right here, this picture. And I like the salt when it comes to this picture. Best fighting game.
What the fuck? I've never seen this before. But who came up with this list? Who did this?
You know what? I'm gonna be real. I have no idea. The same way they came up with a bunch of other games in questionable categories.
Maybe this is for this year, right?
Yeah, this is for this just happened.
Okay, but then no, I'm saying like the nominees are the fighting games that came out this year, correct?
Well, yes and no, because
Right?
no, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is a PS3 game.
Oh, really? But
It
how come it just
it,
got released lately?
it got updated, which is what I find really interesting about this category, is that, well, like I guess a lot of categories it involves what, like I think direct support to be nominated or something like that. So it's like,
Okay.
what else has been getting like,
Why the fuck is Sifu there? That's not a fucking fighting game. That's an That's an action adventure ish kind of game. What
like
the fuck?
like if we so just looking at this list, right? I forgot what last year's list was, but this year's list, you could tell they just picked anything, right? It's like, oh, what's out right now? Oh, I think JoJo's Bizarre Adventure got an update.
Yeah.
Dungeon Fighters, which died on arrival. The King of Fighters, which is a game that barely works online. Multiverses, which is a game that actually works and is getting updates like 24/7, and Sifu. So a lot of people were like, let's vote for King of Fighters.
Yeah, that's the. I will vote for King of Fighters for sure. If I had to vote, because like that's the most fighting game kind of game there, right? That it's King of Fighters or DNF Duel. You can that could be a consolation, right? For sure. But yeah.
But you see, for me, no. I would vote for Multiverses or Sifu.
Wow.
And you want to know why?
Why?
This is very simple. I like games that work. If I turn on a video game and it doesn't work as intended, why should we give them anything? The King of Fighters doesn't deserve anything. What did they do? They released a video game. Think about it. What is this called? The King of Fighters XV. What does XV mean? What is that a letter? Is that a number? What does that mean?
Come on, man. Are you serious?
Oh, 15? 15. So you had 14 plus. So I think there's like what, like 18, 19 games? 18, 19 games.
Okay.
And you're telling me after
Street Fighter had just probably has more than 15, because they don't have alpha version, or they don't have Third Strike, Second Impact.
yeah, they also have a lot of games, right? But you see, they get it right after a while. Alpha 1, Alpha 1's whatever, Alpha 2 is really good, Alpha 3 is also whatever. Third Strike, well, Street Fighter 3, 1 and 2 suck. Third Strike is great. CVS 1 was a bonky
okay.
mess, but they always get it right after a while.
Yeah.
Including Street Fighter 5, right? How bad was that game on release?
Yeah.
But they got it right.
Yeah, for sure. It takes them a while, but they do get it right. Yeah, Street Fighter 5 became a good fighting game after a while.
So what happens with King of Fighters? They just release a new game.
I mean, look, you can talk about King of Fighters because you're the one actually playing this game.
No, I know exactly. So I enjoy the game. This is why I'm saying this the way I am. I enjoy the game. But one, right? You can't block people. You can't do any region lock. You have to deal with whatever you're dealing with, however laggy it is. The matchmaking is absolutely horrible, right? And you're only gonna run into like 5 people ever. And not to mention the balance. The balance in this game is oof, and there's no crossplay.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that. Well, yeah, I didn't know that. I'm not really a King of Fighter player or fan.
So we have to deal with all that, right? While people are dropping the game, and you want to vote this to be the best fighting game?
Yeah. makes sense.
And then Dungeon Fighters. Don't even get me started on Dungeon Fighters. I could barely play online on PC when the game launched.
What's Dungeon Fighters? What's that? DNF?
Yeah, DNF. DNF
Okay,
Duel.
Yeah, shit.
So the game would not allow me to rematch. I couldn't rematch.
Is it fixed now, or is it
apparently it was fixed, but when I replayed the game, it also was still messed up, and I was like, okay, no. Not to mention the balance was awful, the communication, who the hell knows? Like, they just want our money. These companies just want our money. JoJo's again, PS3 game. Dungeon Fighters is hype. Yeah, we're not. Yeah, I'm not. Okay. JoJo's Bizarre Adventures All-Star Battle R. I don't even know. Let me Google this real quick. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure PS3. Let's see. When did this come out? August 29th, 2013. NA April 29, 2014. Now it's got a remix, All-Star Battle R. September 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
This year. So 9 years ago this game came out. And it's on the list. Well, 8 years. And it's on the list of best fighting game. And people want to swear it's nice. And I'm like, there's no way in hell you're going to get me to vote for this. That's actual clown shoes. And then Sifu. I would just vote for Sifu because it's there.
Yeah, I know, but come on, man. You know that ain't a fighting game, bro.
That's why Multiverses won. Because
yeah, I mean,
the other options are not an option. Like if we're being real, there are no other options. It is just Multiverses. They could have just took out everything and had it been Multiverses and then Sifu as a joke.
That's crazy.
Like this game, I'll give it to Multiverses. They have, pretty good online when it works. They get updates constantly. And good freaking, it's already season 2, I think. Like, hold on, let me bring this up right here. Right, season 2, November 15. Look at it, look at this one. The Rock. They have The Rock as Black Adam in this game. You get to buy that as a skin. What other game do you know can do that? Right off jump, that's game of the year. You put The Rock in a video game. Like, Game of Thrones stage 9 hours ago. Like, this is it. This is game of the year. Look. Costumes, costume packs. There's so much going on with the game. Why wouldn't it win?
Yeah, no, for sure.
If there was a question being asked, hey guys, what's the updates to your game of the years? DNF, go. I don't know. All right, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, go. Well, I mean, we updated 8-year-old game. All right, Sifu, go. We're just glad we're here. All right, King of Fighters, go. Yeah, crossplay is happening soon.
That's insane.
Like, that's it. Nobody can say anything. Be glad you were even here. At this point, all these games are Sifu. It's 4 Sifus in 1 Multiverses. Funny enough that JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is here, considering that, well, I mean, Strive won last year, but it's still being updated. So I mean, why isn't I don't really get how this worked that JoJo's is here. But speaking of Strive, this will be the last thing of today, because this is just recent. I think yesterday. This update will be released on December 15th. So they have these patch notes for all these characters right now. And it seems that most people are not very happy. What is your opinion on Strive?
I don't know much about it since I didn't play it at all. I do think that it's it's like a Marvel game, but more of a niche game than Marvel, right? Because it's 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 kind of hard to follow if you don't really watch it, like, or you don't play it. I don't think that. I mean, I do think it's a household name when it comes to a fighting game, but I do think that one of the reasons why these other games are getting more limelight is because there was no Marvel game. Because when there was a Marvel game, it's always Marvel and Street Fighter and some Tekken, right? That's usually how it is. Now there's no Marvel, so that means there's somebody needs to fill in the shoes. So that's why you had some DBFZs, you had some these guys. You know, these guys have never been the main games. You know, and I'm happy that they're actually done really well because this is what's great for the community. Mm-hmm.
Huh? That was as professional as humanly possible.
Yeah, that's the truth, though. Like I'm saying, I have no idea because like I don't play the game, right? I don't play. I haven't really. I don't even have it. I don't even own it. That's all. Yeah.
I actually, now that I think about it, I can't, like, if I ever saw you play this game, I feel like you would quit because
No, I won't. I'm not a quitter, though, Chris.
no, as in like you would just play the game and be like, oh no, this ain't for me.
But I don't just play game though. Usually, if I'm not gonna give my 100% into the game, I don't play it at all.
No, but that's the thing. I mean, as in like if today you picked up the game, right? I honestly believe you would be like you would be like, what is this nonsense?
It has to be 100% or not at all. But I know that I would play Zato for sure. I like that character.
Oh my god.
That's the character.
Yeah,
I like.
Champ as a Zato player. Honestly, you know what's funny is he does have the range. It's just
No, I mean
you have to okie doke people all day, and that's what I don't like.
This, you have to play fast characters. You can't play Ghost Rider in a Marvel game, so I'm not gonna play Faust or other weird shit. You have to play the fast characters when you play fast games. You know.
Yeah, that's definitely a good way to put it. This game for me, I feel like it's too overwhelming. And there's not many answers to what's going on. So, like, a lot of it is just dealing with top tier characters, which is like the worst thing ever. You know, dealing with Nago and what's their faces, Ram, Gold Lewis. You know, all these other characters. They're just okie doking you 24/7, and that's why it's like it's not fun. It's not fun when you're doing a lot for a little. I think that's the best way I could put it. I don't think a game is fun when so much is happening and you just kind of push two buttons.
Oh.
In those two buttons, the guy lost 70% of their life. I don't know. It's just not. It doesn't feel like rewarding to me. Like I turn on this game and I'm like, I'm gonna play Axel. I'm gonna play some spacing and stuff, and I'm just like, what was I thinking? It's like you said, right? You picked the speed, and then I was having hope for the last patch, and they buffed the top tier characters, and I was like, wow, this game is whack. And then now there's a new patch, right? Being dropped tomorrow or today, and yeah, so I think they're messing with the tension, they're messing with the risk, all this other stuff. But from the looks of it, and it's weird because a lot of people just saying it's kind of whack. It's kind of whack so far, and they're going backwards. I think they put my character back in the game, Axel. But what's funny too is that in the last patch, right? Axel got these like weird buffs, but the buffs were actual like nerfs. And what I love that Arxis does is that they put out videos and they're like, look at what you can do with these buffs. And they'll show you these janky as hell combos and janky as hell like things. And I'm like, oh hell no. So they did the same thing this time again with an Axel combo. And it's counter hit, standing fierce. Well, heavy slash.
Okay.
But the way you have to do it is you have to input his command grab after his standing heavy slash counter hit.
Oh shit. Okay, that's kind of difficult.
Exactly, and I'm like, that's not really a buff.
Right. I mean, most of the things one of the main reasons about fighting games is that most people that makes fighting games, or most companies that do have a good IP of fighting games, they don't have a lot of actual elite level players that's helping them create it. Like, you know, that let's say you have a ChrisG in your team and you're making a fighting game, you gotta use or utilize ChrisG's talents when it comes to helping game design, right? Yeah, but you know, they just put you in that world, and then maybe they, based on your ideas, they can create something around it. Not necessarily everything about your idea, but you can have some input about it. But then some fighting game, like companies who creates fighting games, they don't have as much talent or like experienced fighting gamers working on it. You know, that's what sucks about it. That's why most of the time they don't have no idea. They have no idea most of the time. Right? Most of the time they have zero idea at all about what the fuck is supposed to be, how it's supposed to be like this way.
What I find interesting about these games is that, right, just like a BB tag, right, all you technically needed was literally I could have figured this out, you could have figured this out, anybody could have figured these things out in an hour, right? You pay somebody, I don't know, goddamn $500, and he'd be like, all right, let me know what you think. I would have been like, no. Like, this is the weird thing, right? Because they're making these games, but when you get your hands on them, they're garbage, almost, in a sense. It's like, okay, cool. Let me know what you think of this game. Guilty Gear Strive. You know, okay, cool. Like, let's do some practice games real quick. Let's see how this goes. You pick Ram. And I'm picking, you know, I don't know, some whack character. And I'm like, all right, what can I do?
What can I do?
Like literally, you fight some of these characters. They're so obviously broken that you would think that they were high. You know, like Ram can push 2 buttons and beat you, and there's nothing you can do about it. There's no amount of outplay that is humanly possible. FChamp, you're garbage. You know, Nago does 80% in one hit, and you're just sitting there like, how did this get past anything? You know what I mean? It's like, dog,
yeah,
this
totally.
isn't rocket science. And you know, so this patch is gonna come out, and I'm hoping it's even remotely decent. You know, because a new character came out that I really liked, and look at the patch notes for him, right? Because he just came out, and I'm like, dog, like, he doesn't have a button. Like, he actually doesn't really have a button in neutral. And it says, there are no character-specific changes for Sin, as he was released quite recently. And I'm like, okay, so ignore him.
Ignore him, he says.
like ignore this character exists right now. So I'm just sitting here like, come on, man. Like, get somebody on the team. You know? Hopefully they're not Clockwork, you know, so because you don't want that opinion. I'm not trying to deal with more BS.
Oh, wait, what happened there?
No, I'm just saying, like, when it comes to like Clockwork and stuff, when you hear that like Clockwork worked on a game and you realize it's a one-player game, and I'm like, all right, I don't know. I don't know about that. I want to play for more than 5 seconds. All right, I'm just saying. I like my video games where neutral matters.
He said it's a one-player game. That's actually crazy. But yeah, it is like that most of the time.
I'm not trying to deal with these DXPs and all this other stuff. They're like, I don't want them testing my game, yo.
Oh my god, that is so crazy. That all the games that he's worked on actually has been very oppressive.
The same thing with like Combo Fiend, right? Because Combo Fiend
Yeah,
likes
yeah, yeah.
they love that rush down. I mean, think about it. My man was playing K Groove and trying to okie dokie with like rock and stuff. But it's cool, you know. It's exciting. I understand people like that. Yeah, it's spectator sports, right? A lot of people like Marvel because it was chaos on the screen.
Fuck yeah.
But at the same time, through the chaos, there was like a ridiculous amount of skill because there was movement involved.
Yeah, controlling the chaos requires a lot of skills, so that's why people kind of like appreciate it.
This game, Strive, is explosive, but you kind of just got to sit there while they do things. And you have to hope that you didn't... And that's the thing, too, is that a lot of these characters, too, they have, like, multiple layers. But only some, right? Because obviously if you have Bar, you get the RC and stuff like that. But then you get characters like, you know, again, Ram, plus on block after specials. Freaking Nago, plus on block. I think it might be his turn almost the entire game. Happy Chaos, just broken. Leo, if you get knocked down, good luck. You know, it's like, damn, like, there's so many characters in the game that like look like they'd be fun, but they're being they're being overshadowed, and I'm kind of tired of games like that. I feel like that's everywhere. It's DBFZ too, freaking Street Fighter. Even though Street Fighter 5 finally now has like good viable characters.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Street Fighter 5 for sure right now is actually quite insane when it comes to the variety. I mean, not counting Luke, because Luke is quite obnoxious when it comes to, you know, how prevalent he is in the meta. There's so many Luke players, right? Like, but at the same time, that happens quite often in Street Fighter games, because when you play a 1v1 game, like having a top tier character is more like a lot more stronger than in you play a team game. Like you like CVS too, you know, there's like a top tier character, but this is a team game. You can kind of, you know, so it's kind of like that. But one on one, that compounds.
Yeah,
or harder.
I tell people that all the time when it comes to starting a game. I'm like, or a team game. I'm like, look, you could pick whatever team you want, but one or two of them better be top tier.
Yeah.
If one or two of them ain't top tier, you're playing the wrong game. And when it comes to like one player games, at least high mid tier, because at least then you get to learn the fundamentals of the game, you know, and that's important. Like if you actually still understand the engine and stuff, like picking Ryu, no matter how good or bad he is, will still teach you how to play the game.
Oh, absolutely, for sure.
But like, if you want to play some janky stuff, I don't know about that.
Like if you play like okay, just think of like Marvel 3, right? Yeah, you have the best character, like about like Phoenix, Morrigan, and Virgil, right? Those are the top 3 characters, right? That's kind of like known for everybody, right? You know, those are the 3 best characters in the game. But if you put all 3 of them in the same team, they would lose to your team, to the Morrigan, Virgil, Doom, because they don't have synergy. So I'm saying, like, in general, in team games, just because they're all the best characters doesn't mean they're the correct, like, team format. Like, it's like you just say you play Marvel vs. Capcom 2, like, you can't, like, I know that the top 3 characters is, like, obviously, like, top 4 character is, like, you know, Magneto, Storm, Cable, Sentinel. Like, but you can't play a team with Cable, Magneto, Storm, right? It's not as good as with the Psylocke, you know, or the Cyclops, you know, kind of like that. So, a synergy definitely trumps the tiers in most cases. Yeah, because like look at KBR's team. The synergy of that one is S tier synergy, though the team is not as good, like individually, but that team is good. Like Apology Man's team is not good on paper tier wise, like per character, but as a team that is S tier for sure. Sure, it loses to Morgan teams, but it does really well against every other thing. So if that's the case, then it's definitely a top tier team, right? So it's kind of like that. It's kind of insane, but it is what it is, you know?
Yeah, I am like, well, I've been noticed that, like, when it comes to when it comes to stuff like that, you can't. You always still need to think about what the game plan is. You know, like I
Mm-hmm.
know one person that uses like Zero Morgan and like Virgil or something like that. I'm just like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've
th-
seen that one.
this team is awful.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like it's an awful
yeah.
team, and people don't really get the team building aspect. They just see top tier, and they're like, hell yeah, Zero got to be on the team. You know, Virgil
That's
got to
the
be on the
one.
team. Morgan, oh hell yeah. If I could have had 5-man team, it would have been those three plus Phoenix and whoever the hell, freaking Magneto. Like they would have just tossed these guys in there with no regard for anything.
Yeah, that's actually crazy. Um, Let me see. What's our next topic?
Honestly, that is all the
Mm.
news for today.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna try to uh, get into the beta.
Yeah,
Probably
me too.
probably one of these days because I'm gonna be streaming it, right? So as soon as I get the beta, I'm gonna be streaming it this weekend, and yeah, you know, hopefully maybe run into DSP again for those who saw that video, but but yeah, honestly, like I just want something new. I want something fun. I think we all do. Also, I love your background. You know.
I keep changing them because I'm in the FGTV room because I'm here. Um, so I have usually two places. So I stay here sometimes, and I stay the other place sometimes. But it's a mess, so you gotta put a good background.
For sure. I think one thing we need to do is definitely start getting people.
Oh
I
yeah, for sure.
I
We
want
need to add.
yeah. I definitely I hit up Gutex actually. I wanted to actually try to set something up with him. He's been doing a lot of things, so you know I'll wait to hear back from him. Honestly, I would like to hear from Mike Ross too. You know when he's not working on games that you know
I'm just gonna.
are kind of whatever.
I'm thinking about going to Asia, man. I'm thinking about going to Asia, dude. I think it's better to stay in Asia, bro. It's just so much more better. More freedom, no drama. You know, it's just nice. I mean, I'm a happy, like, but I think like that. I'll be happier there. It's just nicer. You know, it's like I'm in Asia. It's just sick because is you get to have all the freedom that I want to do, and people don't give a fuck as much as here in America, you know, and you get like so much state about Twitter. So yeah,
Yeah,
so
I went to like one of the best times I've went traveling has been to like places like Puerto Rico, you know, Latin America,
yeah,
and stuff like that because they actually you they forget sometimes that like they're in like predicaments that they're in. They don't care about that stuff. You know, like yeah, at the end of the day you want to make money and stuff, but they're content with just enjoying life.
oh
And it's
yeah,
like you go over there, you go to these places, and you just forget that money exists. Like, cause everybody's just chilling, everyone's having a good time, everybody puts money together, buys drinks, there's music, you know, beautiful
yeah,
people. Like,
yep. That's just great. I mean, it's like I'm looking into going back to Asia, maybe like um 2023. The only thing I've been thinking about is like um what happens at the games, like. So like obviously if I go to Asia, I don't think how can I compete, right? Because my I'll be so far. But so if it's Street Fighter 6, then maybe I'm closer to Japan, so that's great. That's nice. So I guess my scene would change, you know. But yeah, I guess it all depends on my job.
have you thought
So
about waiting for the game to drop? I mean, obviously, if it was February, you would definitely gauge to see what's going on.
yeah,
But
but that is June.
yeah,
So
June.
the thing is that kind of like ruins my schedule when it comes to that, you know. But then again, I mean, that's not really that much of a. It's not a big deal to me. Like my quality of life is more important. You know, being able to do whatever I wanted to do whenever, it's so much more better. You know, making money etc. like that. You know, so I'm trying to like get to a certain level in life. So trying to open more businesses, buy houses and shit. So that's kind of like what I want. That's what I've been focusing on for the last year and a half. So I do think that's more important in a way, because like at the end of the day, it's like what like winning tournaments and stuff is great and fun, but in the same time, like there's gonna be an end point of that. Like when does that like become less important? Because it will take so much more of my time. Sure, my personal like my value in my or like how I look at myself, like saying like shit, I fucking won that shit. That shit's amazing. It's good, myself like it from my perspective, like shit, man, I'm the man. I won this thing. Like, but after that phase, like I gotta make sure, like, oh man, I need to make sure I have like almost close to 7 digits someday. I kind of want to
Yeah,
do that. So
that's
so so
that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like,
so that's what I've been focusing on, man, for so long. It's just great. I mean, that's why I'm happy. Yeah, for sure.
I just recently moved, right? Got this place, and yeah, I was just trying to focus on me. Trying to see what's the next best thing, next big thing, next big project. And I feel like instead of just worrying, because obviously, like, the trophies, they're there, right? I've been doing this for quite some time, and I don't mind doing it for like the next couple of years, but like, I still want, and we should all strive to be content in life and make just the amount of money that we want. You know what I'm saying? Nothing less, always more, but
It's always more,
be
baby. It's always
comfortable.
more. Like
Everybody being comfortable.
making money is quite easy for me so far, but it's the like having to make passive income in multiple avenues is what's important. So that's what I'm focusing on. So I needed to create more passive income in my life. So that's what I'm thinking about. Like, so to have multiple random small businesses, or maybe buy a few land or homes, whatever, so they can generate equity in general, like that's really important.
Oh,
So I'm
yeah.
saying fighting games is very important to me because I would have never done anything like this without of it. So I'm always gonna look back to it and try to do my best to play. So at the same time, I don't know, I think like the other side is just more better. There's just so much more freedom. It's so much more fun.
Hindsight,
Yeah,
2020, blah 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 blah.
yeah, man, yeah, for sure.
Until I call you out in Marvel 5,
Marvel
while you.
5. If you call me out, I'm like, if you call me out Marvel 4, I'm like, you're the best, Chris. You got it, man. It's okay. I'm just gonna chill here because look, okay, in order for me to answer the call out, that means I have to take a whole year to actually take this whole thing seriously, and then I have to sacrifice in some aspects of my life. It's like, you know what, Chris is all good. You know, you take it.
Okay,
I'll just root for you guys. My peers from afar, but I'll be chilling. You know.
for sure.
Yeah.
Now, before we end this, I actually already had a topic for next week,
Okay.
and I feel like at this point, this is where we get people involved. And
Okay.
this topic's a big one, and it's gotten bigger because of how ridiculous things have gotten. And the topic will be the player versus the viewer. The player versus the viewer.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
Streams. What's more important? What's pretty much everything that we deal with when we go to tournaments, and including like the tournament schedules and stuff like that, and how there's now 18
Bruh.
streams, how there's just
Bruh.
just
That's
all
an
these
easy
problems.
answer.
I
That's
mean,
the easy answer.
I mean,
Come
you,
on, man.
you you say that.
No, the answer there is the viewer is more important to the TO. It's not no what we think should be more important is irrelevant because we go to their event. Like I'm sorry, but like obviously what we wanted it to be is for us to be more important. Okay, but at the end of the day, we don't bring enough for them to give a fuck about us. I'm just saying. Like I'm saying, like the viewers are more important because there's more of them, and they can sell how many viewers they have as a metric point to get more marketing money or whatever. So in general, that's more important for the TO, and the TO makes decisions, and so on. And then they're gonna say they care about the players, and then it trickles down to the players, and then they compromise. But yeah.
You see that this is where I disagree, and that's why we'll get a whole bunch of people involved. And again, it always comes back to the beginning, which was the first episode, which would then come back to the second episode. FGC is broke, and no one is professional. So now, stay tuned for next goddamn week while we blow up streamers versus viewers versus players. Oh yeah, and then it all gets tied down with the TO, who usually doesn't care either.
Yeah. That's okay.
All right, guys. Peace out. Shout outs to FChamp for coming through.
Yeah, show, man. I'm excited. I'm happy about this. This is kind of exciting.
Might need to get a TO on here. I mean, if a TO wants to join, which TO would you think? I feel like there's got to be like because there's a big one. Obviously, you could get like Jabali or something, and then you would want someone also like Big E, who makes like community events and stuff like that. Like,
I mean, I've done a few tournaments on the very lower scale, and I don't think I have any much vision compared to those professional like big tournament, TOs, right? Tournament organizers. So like I do think like if you should just get somewhere like a regional TO. Like you say, you can invite a TNS guy, like Tong and those guys. They're TO for sure.
Oh,
and
Bum?
maybe do
Bum would be good if he wants to jump on too.
Tong. Yeah, those guys. Yeah, Bum for sure. Like those guys, they have a good idea. Like I'm saying, like we don't have to invite like those other FGC live TOs because we got fucked by them or got hooked up one way or the other. Right, like I'm saying, that does happen. Like, how about those invisible pop bonuses that never happened? Like, back then, that's stupid. Like I'm saying, like the invisible, the shit that just changes on the fly. like so, yeah. So in the end of the day, it's just crazy like that. I remember like with Neo, I was with Neo, and then we were like, we had those things like the ones Marvel T-shirts that Neo's company, who's selling those shirts. I was his man that promotes it, but and the entire FGTV crew was promoting it. But at the same time, like the way the TOs were charging Neo for the booth, it was like some of them were like $2,000, some of them was like $3,000, some was like 1,500. It's kind of insane. Like, and he was selling those T-shirts, so he probably makes like $5 to $7 profit out of them. You know how many T-shirts is that? It's just insane. And plus the amount of work that it took to bring all the shirts there to the venue, it's crazy, man. Like, so I'm saying, like, imagine just that. Imagine the art booth. Those people have a different rate, so they probably charge them like $500 to $800 to have their booth there. But like, think about how much money those things, are there. But
yeah. I like with those stuff too, right? With that topic, we could talk about like events costing more, and you're not really getting anything in return. Like the player, this is why I've always been on the player side in the argument. Is that I want to talk about the players' experiences versus all the experiences for everyone else. Like obviously me and you go to these places and we see what we see and do what we do, but like the viewer at home doesn't see anything. And but at this point in 2022, like you said, the viewer might be quite possibly the most important thing.
Important for the tournament organizer. I'm not saying they should be more important. I'm saying for the tournament organizers, that's what they care about more, because the viewers are the one gonna talk more, gonna tweet more, can talk about their experience as a viewer, and that has more weight to the Twitter world, right? Like, and then you got the players' experiences, but there's only very few players compared to the amount of viewers that's there. and how
Yeah.
many players actually has a voice compared to the players that doesn't have a voice. So imagine like the amount of players that has a voice is very few of them. That's why when Punk was complaining about certain events, he's very vocal about it, and I understand where he's coming from. But but that didn't really matter, and that's the best player in the country saying that didn't matter because it was only him, one voice, and then even if the other ones is there, like so, I'm saying it doesn't matter if we should be more important or not. Like the fact that we're not that unified or united, it doesn't really matter. Like I'm saying, we've been trying to fight this thing for so long, bro. For 10 years, we've been complaining that we should have this, we should have that, this and that, and obviously we always for the players because we're one of them, and those are our peers. You know, I support all the players. It's different skills, doesn't matter. But I'm saying that doesn't that has never changed. I mean, actually, you know what? It changed for Combo Breaker. Actually, Rick is great. Rick cared for the players. Every single time there was a concern, he actually addressed it fast. I'm talking just in Combo Breaker general. So that man, he was for the players, okay,
Yeah,
and also
Rick,
for the viewers. You know what I'm saying? Rick was great.
Rick definitely tried to balance it.
Yeah, he was
But
great. So I'm saying, like, I'm having a hard time thinking about other TOs in America, at least, I can speak for. But that Rick was
it's funny because
one is him.
it's
Yeah.
funny because I feel like this is why the conversation next week will be great, because especially if we get like Bum, if we get Bum, if we know how Bum's already been doing it, and he's been talking about developer support and all this stuff, and how he's been getting pop bonuses and raising money while developers
Hard, bro, since fucking 2012. My man Bun has been working hard, man. He deserves all of that, bro. I don't know how he grinded. Like I've seen it, you know. I don't know the details about it, but my man's been working hard. So I'm always a Bum supporter. Look, I've been to his house twice, bro, and he's done nothing but like really take care of me, bro. Like that guy's awesome, man. That's why I always had love for the East Coast, and every time I go there, people treat me nice. You know, I love those guys. So I go support anything is there. So, no, he deserves all of that. Maybe even more. You know, my man's been working hard, doing this inside his apartment in his house, bro. Bringing people in, streaming so much every month, man. My man's working hard. Deserves all of that.
Yep. So I mean, there you have it. I'm gonna hit him up. You know, if not, then try to get somebody else on here. You know, maybe Biggie. You know, if Rick even wants to join, obviously Rick can join. We could try to make it as professional as humanly possible. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm gonna get this up tomorrow on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not following, by all means, you know, follow me on YouTube, Twitch, freaking Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. Follow FChamp at FChamp Ryan. And yeah, see you guys next week.